Thank you very much, and thank you especially for having the initiative to provide us with an opportunity to get our words out to many of the voters, not just from Santa Fe County. I see a lot of people from other counties here as well, Rio Arriba and Bernalillo and Sandoval counties. And it's great to be able to stand in front of you and share a little bit about why I'm running. Although I live in Albuquerque right now and represent Senate District 12, which is downtown Albuquerque and the older neighborhoods that surround it, Martineztown, Varelas, Huning Highlands, some of those neighborhoods. I grew up in Santa Fe, not too far from here. We used to go sledding down Galisteo Street, right near here. For those of you who are of my generation, you'll remember there was a pig farm not too far from here. And I won't dwell on the appropriateness of our having this debate tonight on the site of a former pig farm. But I left Santa Fe in 1977 when, as a young social worker with a young family, and having run for the city council here in Santa Fe a couple of times, I was teaching at the College of Santa Fe and then had gone back to work for the state. I just realized that there were not going to be very many jobs in Santa Fe at that time, and I had to move to Albuquerque to find employment. That, I think, is something that a lot of people who grew up in Santa Fe might identify with. Very hard in northern New Mexico to find employment opportunities. So I moved to Albuquerque and got involved in state government, local government, private sector work, always as a social worker, until I retired. And then I got into political life. And upon my being elected to the Senate, I started working on those issues that my social work career had prepared me to be particularly interested in. Behavioral health issues, children's issues, issues that deal with families and that impact families, one way or another, both positive and negative. And I will tell you that even today in the legislature, I often think of myself as a social worker first, as a behavioral health person first, and then as a politician second. Because what I'm convinced is that it's in serving the families of this state that we are going to really make a difference. Not the corporations, the families. And the reason I am running is because I believe that the Democratic Party in New Mexico is coming perilously close to looking like the Republican Party light, and that we have to maintain a distinction between the parties. And what I mean by that is essentially that we cannot get out of the Senate any tax bills. They're killed on arrival. Why is that? It's not the Republicans that are killing our tax bills. It's Democrats who are killing our tax bills. If we don't have the revenue coming into the state, it's all well and good to talk about how good it is to have great schools, how important it is to have health care, how valuable it'll be to do all these wonderful things. But if we don't have the revenue, we're going to be faced with the kind of special session we're looking at right now, which is how are we going to cut schools and health care and all the good things that we like. That's not the kind of Democrat I am. I'm not going to be that kind of a lieutenant governor. I am not going to listen to the corporate lobbyists before anybody else. It's going to make it very hard for me to raise very much money in this campaign. I will not be able to match some of the other candidates dollar for dollar. I really want to represent families and not corporations. And I think that the Democratic Party is going to have a hard time being true to itself until we stop listening to the corporate lobbyists and start focusing much more on families. So what have I sponsored in the legislature? I did the medical marijuana bill. I did the working family tax credit bill. I supported bills to provide our returning servicemen with an opportunity to get post-traumatic stress treatment and to get screened for depleted uranium poisoning. I've worked as much as I can on issues that affect families. And I think we've got two huge dilemmas facing us today in New Mexico. One of those is that the progressive voice is very clearly not being heard within this administration. The right wing of the party is heard, the centrist part of the party is heard. Who speaks in the administration for the progressive wing of the party? But who does the work in the elections? The progressive wing of the party. They're the ones who go out and knock on the doors, make the phone calls, raise the money, I will be a progressive voice within the new administration, working for the progressive voice to be validated in this state. Thank you very much.